lots to play for, both of these sides. They've got for and against records, but we are underway here for the 2023 Aaron Payne Cup Grand Final at Queensland Country Bank Stadium, and it will be first carry for St Patrick's, rocketing it up over the 10. How do we see this game playing out over the next 60 minutes?
Well, what'll be very interesting, I think, is just to see how St Patrick's go. As I say, they've had a very good season, but all those previous games now, Marty, don't mean anything. This is the whole part of the finals. It'll go on if you can win the Aaron Payne Cup, which is the best team in North Queensland. Then you go on and play the Central Queensland team, the Dolphins, which is Emmaus College. They play them next week, and then they'll play the winner of the Langer Trophy, which is South Queensland. So here's a penalty going straight away to St Pat's. But I'll be very interested to see how they go. St Pat's have got two Queensland schoolboys in their side, and I actually called the game last year, the City Country game, and they played for Country. And that's Jackson Perdue and Xavier Karisk, and they were very talented players. I'll be interested to see how they go, the halfback and the number 9.
Well, there we are. Good carry for Kerwin. Jackson, St Patrick's getting that second set in a row. Little error from Kerwin early on. Opens the door nicely for St Patrick's in the very early stages of this game. Dummy half there. It's Karisk. 3 tries for him across the regular season. He'll be more than happy to add a few more today. Here's a good carry from Considine. Now, over on the left, right-hand side is the option. There's the go. Perdue, the magic man, pops it away nicely for Cumming. Here are St Patrick's, 10 out from the line. Over to the left they go. Good carry here. Perdue holds it up for a second. Shandeman's up, and he's sent backwards. Karisk again, dummy half, goes across the right. Perdue, very comfortable with ball in hand, charges straight for the line, and Perdue is looking like he has gotten across, and I think Pats all round. It'll be St Pat's in the lead.
Well done there by Jackson Perdue. 2 minutes and a try first up. Good lead-up play to that, looked like close to the final tackle of that set off the back of the penalty. But, Marty, I love running halfbacks. There's a lot of halfbacks around these days that are organised, and you've got to have that as well. You've got to be able to drive your team around the park. But I like the running halfbacks, like Jerome Hughes for the Melbourne Storm. They've got that as part of their package as well. And Perdue showed just how good he was there. Step off the right foot, and then didn't get a clear run to the line. He still had to do a bit of physical stuff to get across. So well done by the little halfback.
I think there'll definitely be some chats in the end goal at the moment. Kerwin, they're going to have to tighten it up around the flanks. It's early days. A little bit of damage can still be undone, but St Patrick's, they've come out swinging. Haven't dropped a game yet in 2023, and they're off to a flying start now, as it looks like Hunter Harris, who's amassed 30 points so far this season off the tee. Let's call it 32. It'll be conversion successful, and St Pat's take the lead, 6 points to 0.
Pretty impressive as they carted the ball up the field from the kickoff. The penalty obviously was a big plus for them. It gave them a double take down the other end of the park. And I also liked the bit of structure they had early. They worked both sides of the ruck. The big front rowers were involved as well. And then the man to finish it off, Jackson Perdue, the number 7.
Now back middle of the park, restart here for Irangi. Middle of the park, what a stat he's got here, David. 52 points for the season. Not one of those points is from a try. Sharpshooter, 22 from 25 conversions. He's kicking at 88%.
That is superb. If he gets a few chances today, it always helps if you can add the extras. I also see he's a touch football player as well, so he'll have plenty of pace. The winger, Irangi.
Grand final footy as well as we...
Back to the mark. Referee not happy, just the tackle player moved off the mark.
And it's those little things, though, it can break a team's momentum, can't it? Because you'd imagine a team like St Patrick's, they played very fast all season, they're quick through their rucks. When a referee steps in and says, guys, take it back a metre, it can really undo the attacking momentum.
Absolutely spot on, because you're just ready to keep rolling forward. Here's a good kick as well. Will it find touch? Yes. I don't think it's a 40-20. Let's just see.
Oh, hit that touch. He's a hard man to please. There's a bootlace in it.
Well, that's the 10-metre line. So
he has gotten
fantastic
it. There
kick.
you go.
It's well past the 20. So get a touch and go here. Here's 6 tackles to go again.
Perfect start here for St Patrick's. Off and flying again is Jackson, the young year 11er. He's a metre away, 1 tackle down. Plenty of opportunity here. Out the back they go. Pass across from Smith. Looking for spaces, Venz, but he gets reefed down by the collar of his jersey. Now off the back going fast is Kerisk. But they'll shut him down 30 centimetres away from that line. Venz back out for Purdue. He's been busy already. Holds it up for a minute. Here it is with Cummings. 2 passes later. Flying over is Anderson in the corner. They're getting around him, and this could be another try in quick succession. And what an opening 10 minutes it is shaping up to be for St Patrick's College.
Very impressive by St Patrick's. Tactically, they played it beautifully by picking up that long-range kick, a 40-20, and that allowed them to go straight back on the attack. Poor old Kerwin in behind the try line now. They would be shell-shocked. That, again, was such a good build-up to that try. Again, Purdue, this time not running. He was close to first receiver off the ruck on the right-hand side. And then they brought the fullback in Cumming, and then nicely out to Shears, and then Anderson. And he had a bit of work to do as well, Anderson. Again, didn't get a clear run to the line. A couple of defenders there just got a hold of him, but he was still determined enough. Went low, bit of directional stability. You lean forward and go low, you're going to be hard to stop from there, even a winger. And he scores plenty of tries, this fella, Anderson.
Not sure. That'll be number 7 in season 2023 in the St Patrick's jersey. But I tell you what, we talk about things that might stop players scoring. It's a bit of a harder kick here for Harris. He's well in on the far side of the field. He'll line up, gives it a good strike, but it'll be unsuccessful. So score remains St Patrick's in the lead against Kerwin State High School, 10 points to 0.
Yeah, impressive start here by St Pat's. They were defeated in the final last year by Iggy Park. This is the Aaron Payne Cup final for the best secondary school team in North Queensland. A great honour if they can achieve it.
And a bit of a drop-off this season for Ignatius Park. They've had some mixed results across the season. Obviously, Kerwin ties with them in round 2. We saw some big wins against... Oh, Kerwin then beats them by a significant number later. So it's interesting to see that I don't think it's Ignatius falling off. I just think it's other schools starting to build up, and they've got some good players coming through the pathway. And what a pathway it is this year, David. So linear. We talked about it before broadcast. They get to put on the boots around Easter, and then they're playing all the way through with this strip till they get to September.
Yeah, this National Rugby League, the NRL Schoolboys Cup competition, it's very well structured. All this is happening in Queensland, of course, and then the same thing is happening in New South Wales, really well established down there for the Peter Mulholland Cup. And then in a few weeks' time, we'll have the Australian final. So the best team in Queensland up against the best in New South Wales. The pathways are there for these kids. The opportunities are there, but of course, you've got to be able to take it.
Now, they've run out the set, and an attacking kick out the back from Purdue. It'll run a little bit long, but good intent here from both sides. St Patrick's give it away, so now an opportunity for Kerwin.
Yeah, and they'll breathe a huge sigh of relief. They've hardly had any possession. We're 8 minutes into the game. They've hardly had the football because the tactical play of St Pat's. Beautiful pass on the outside.
Kikau does very well. Offloads it. Fijian to Fijian, and they're striding away.
Mana off the mark.
Mana, this kid here, David, I like him, the number 2, Asiake Mana, the Fijian flyer. Apparently he's the fastest kid at Kerwin. He's already got ties with the Cowboys, 22 points for the season. He's back from injury today, so he'll be looking to have a big impact for the kid who only just learned how to play rugby league at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but he looks like he's built for speed, and he looked a little bit confused as he walked off the mark too, so he's got a fair bit of a learning process, but that's what this is all about. This is for the kids playing at a higher level slightly, and it makes a big difference.
And here it is with Lars, Queensland schoolboy captain, also an Australian schoolboy representative. Off the dummy half, Dowson goes well.
Good defence from marker. Both markers there covered him.
Now, some room to play here as they come across the park. Kerwin utilising Tapau Taylor, who gets wrapped up. Now St Patrick's, they're going to have to batten down the hatches. Here comes Kerwin. Little attacking kick coming from Cassidy, the captain, but it'll be grabbed right before the try line. Great defence from St Pat's. They hold on.
Yeah, well done there by Cumming. That's your job at the back there, to be just in time cover defence. Beautiful little grubber kick it was through by Cassidy. Threaded the needle But good work, even better work by coming to get back into the field of play. And that makes a huge difference. Of course, caught the in goal line dropout. Let's see where they finish this set of 6 now, St. Pat's, because of the great work at the back from their fullback in Hayden Cumming.
Now, here we are with St. Patrick's up on their own 20-metre line. Probably haven't got the amount of metres they'd be happy with, but it's a good start. Purdue gets himself firmly into the mix for another set. They'll move it away from him as they come to the left-hand side of the field. The ball will rumble on forward. It'll skittle around, but it'll be there and dead, lost forward. So Kerwin ball.
And again, they'll be great. This will be the best attack ball that Kerwin have had. A little bit untidy there by St. Pat's, went down a blind side. A couple of passes under pressure, got a man down as well. Good thing as well these days, Marty, is that all these trainers, the orange shirt and the yellow, they're really well qualified to look after any injuries. So important. They've got varying levels of qualifications. The referee here having a bit of a chat to Xavier Karisk, just to explain what had happened down that blind side. There was a little bit of confusion. Let's see what Kerwin can do with a bit of attack ball. They've had 0 attack ball thus far. Here's their best chance. They had a little bit earlier, but weren't down there for long.
Now Kerwin, good carry first up there. Elijah Taylor, he scored a try in the first meeting between these two teams at the beginning of the regular season. He'll be looking to try and build on that one today. The team, they need to get on the board here. They're down 10 points nil, 11 minutes down in the first half. Back here with Tapau Taylor, 3 tries for him this season. There's the 10-metre line. They're looking menacing at the moment. Dawson gets the pass away. Good carry here from Fono. And he's gotten very close, David, but it looks like some St. Patrick's bodies have gotten between him and a potential 4 points.
Yeah, desperation defence there. Well done. Looked like the number 6 in Vens put his body on the line against this big fella too. Fono is a really hard, tough worker. Got over the line. The number of times these days we see players, you see it in the NRL all the time, held up over the line. That desperation last line of defence.
Now they're moving hard on the left-hand side. They unleash Mana. Mana's coming in looking for the corner. They're celebrating it. They're pretty confident he's gotten there. And I think it's going to be rewarded. First try for Kerwin State High School. They're in the grand final and they're trailing by 6.
Well done by Kerwin to hit back. Nice little backline movement. They put Mana in space and he did show he had enough pace. Didn't look like he was going to get to the corner easily, but his pace and enough balance got him across. Again, we see that so often in the NRL, that spectacular diving by the wingers. And it all came about when the rules were changed. In the old days, if that corner post was in position, it was touch and goal. Exactly. Now it doesn't count. That little thing has changed the acrobatics.
And there's 2 things that I think is not only that one, but you touched on the defensive tackles, how teams they're practicing, let's absorb the tackle, hold them up, and then take it into the in goal. That seems to be another direction the game's taken in the last 5 to 10 years that's actively being taught. Yeah, and
as I say, in my day, which is quite a few years ago, that was almost unheard. Once a bloke got across the try line, he pretty much grounded the ball. So I think it shows the desperation that's involved now to hold up, because it saves a lot of tries.
I probably draw a comparison in basketball when someone decided to do an alley-oop for the first time. It probably baffled people. Now with the game at hand, Kerwin State High School, opportunity here to get themselves within 4. From the sideline is Irorangi, a man who's gotten 52 points from conversions. He'll be unsuccessful. So the score will remain Kerwin State High School trailing 4 points to 10 against St. Patrick's here in the Aaron Payne Grand Final at the stunning Queensland Country Bank Stadium. And 25,000 capacity here, David. The Cowboys are on tonight. Do you think we're going to see a full house?
Well, it could go close. Both sides are very close up the top of the ladder, especially the Cowboys. They must win this one to get a place up into the 8. The Sharks have hit a bit of form in the last couple of weeks, so I'd say it'll be a terrific crowd, and this crowd will build as this game goes on, and a great opportunity for these kids to play on this big stage.
There it is with Fono, another good carry, middle of the park. Kerwin trying to maximise the meterage from these. Tapau Taylor, he's been busy.
Has he ever?
They're into the opposing territory now, working hard off the back. Another good pass will find the hands there of Deniger. He gets up. It's a good one from him. Now across they go, up in the air with the kick. The Fijians, they're running on, mounting a lot of pressure on St. Patrick's, but it'll be fielded well by young Bailey Anderson on that right wing, and his team will be back in possession, but it looks like Kerwin are really making them work for it inside the 10.
Yeah, they sure are, and Anderson showed he could score a try earlier, but he also showed there under the high ball and under a bit of pressure as well, he can handle that part of the game. There's two parts through any game of footy, with and without the ball, and well done by Anderson. I see he signed with the Storm as well. And Marty, my experience are the Storm don't have a broad brush approach to recruitment. They're very selective. So I'd say if Bailey Anderson has been linked up with the Storm, then he's earmarked as a very good player.
So they didn't get too far off that set, deep in their own half. They'll kick it downtown here for Kerwin, and they'll invite the Townsville locals to run it back. Siaka Mana, the opening try scorer for Kerwin, getting the kick return there. Now, Kerwin approaching the halfway. They're still 55 out from the line. They want to strike off this set if they possibly can. Tapau Taylor finding some good real estate right up the middle of the park, to the applause of the building crowd here at Queensland Country Bank Stadium, built on the mighty banks of Ross Creek, just over behind us in the camera position here. Great part of the world. It's been beautiful conditions up here today, and it looks like it's going to keep building into the night. Nice little carry coming from Dawson. Here they are, 5 metres away, getting close. Little pass here from Benioni, the crossfield kick. Chambers are loaded. Nice jump there by Irarangi, but it'll be lost. St. Patrick's hold on yet again.
Yeah, well done. Knocked forward initially by Kerwin, so good work from Cumming. Second time he's made sure he's come up with the kicked ball, so well done by Cumming to position himself, and that can make a big difference. One drop kick there, a restart of the set of 6, you're in trouble. Well,
we're 17 minutes in. We've seen now 2 finishing sets for Kerwin. They've looked for those little crossfield kicks in the middle of the park, haven't given them a return, but they have found some favour when they spread it wide.
Yeah, look, I think so far Kerwin have come back pretty well after a flying start, 2 quick tries by St. Pat's. They've come back well to score one of their own, but possession is the key. Both sides have looked very dangerous and getting up the park when they're controlling the footy.
Now another kick coming here from Cassidy. He's playing it with a bit of length. It'll be allowed to bounce as St. Patrick's College kick it back here. Kerwin with the ball, getting some good momentum on the left-hand side. It's another good run from Benioni. Coming through hard on the left-hand side. Kikau, I beg your pardon, as we see the ball floundering around, but it will come back, and we'll have to start from scratch again.
Yeah, be a chance here for St. Pat's. That was a good build-up, though, by Benioni, and then Kikau to make a bit of a break on that far side. St. Pat's now will get possession from here, and they've shown earlier with a bit of a tack ball, they are very dangerous. Scored a quick try by Purdue and then followed up soon after by Anderson. So they've got the ability, and I like the way they structure their play too. They're not one out by any means. Let's just see what structure they've got here. In other words, how many dummy runners have you got? How many second phase play? Whether the ball's being turned back inside. Here's a settler from the scrum to start. Let's see what happens from here.
Well, 38 metres away from another try. They've been very successful each time they've gotten inside the Kerwin 40 so far this afternoon. Hudson Clark there in jersey number 14 has a solid carry. They get past the 30. Little sniping run now from Kerisk. St. Patrick's building. Still 40 away though. Lots of work to do. Right hand side. Bring it back into that middle channel. It's Shanderman. Game changer against Trinity Bay earlier in the regular season. Good little pass there from Purdue. The defence from Kerwin holds nicely. Back with Purdue again. Crossfield kick is on the menu. Kicks it through. Plenty of players there, but it'll be dropped initially. and it'll have to be paid, and it looks like it's going to be another try. This time Bailey Venn scoops up a very loose kick, a very loose carry, and it seems to be 2 thumbs up for St Patrick's College.
Yeah, well, Purdy is showing that he's got everything going for him. Beautiful kicking game as well. Put the high ball up cross field. I thought there was a possibility where the first attempt could have been knocked on. The referee thought otherwise, just knocked back, and then Venn's in there to pick up the loose ball and get across the try line. So we've had a halfback try darting up the middle. We've had another one on the right with some good backline movement to put Anderson over, and now just to show they've got all the tricks, a crossfield kick by Purdue, pressure on the receivers, and the ball comes loose, and Venn's the other half, number 6, was there to pick up and get across the try line. Handy lead, 14-4 with a kick to come.
Now we're back here for the kick for Hunter Harris. He's 1 from 2 today. Kicking towards the northern end of the park. Bit of work to do for Hunter Harris. Got 7 tries at Confro during the break, in between the first and second half of the regular season here. Young kid too, year 11, so he's got another year to go here with St Patrick's College. A very exciting prospect. There's a whole host of players. This will be their last few runs, depending on how far they go. But here it is now, and it will be another good one. So St Patrick's, they extend their lead. They're up by 12.
Taking their chances, St Pat's, each time they've got down here. Now we've had a couple of other occasions where little grubber kicks into the in goal at the St Pat's end have been saved. A couple of times that I can recall by the fullback. But each time St Pat's have come down, they've been able to find gaps. As I say, they've gapped them up the middle through Purdue. They've split them on the right through a good backline movement to Anderson, and now a crossfield kick to the left. So they're asking all the questions to the St Pat side.
St Pat's obviously defeated St Augustine's College last week, 28 points to 16 in their semi-final. A good victory there. It propels them into this grand final today. They'll definitely have prospects to play Emmaus next week, who won in spectacular fashion down in Rockhampton 2 days ago. So we're getting to the very pointy end of the season, and we've got more teams falling off than are progressing. So we're shaping up for some pretty exciting action coming into September.
Yeah, this is when it really gets fair income. A lot of these guys are aspiring to get it into the NRL or higher up into their rugby league careers. Some aren't. Others are often say, well, look, we're happy to just play a bit of footy when we're at school. But the opportunities are there now to go all the way.
And you talked about, growing up. Obviously, I think schoolboy rugby league's a little bit different from when you played it. But it's an opportunity now here on the right-hand side. Bailey Anderson's charging through, passes it back into Shears. Another one through, and that'll be number 2 for Purdue. What a try for the skipper, and he is happier than a dog with 2 tails.
Well, why wouldn't he be? Because they've shown another way to score a try. They make a break on the far right-hand side, but that requires then some backup down the middle, and that was Anderson and Shears, and then Purdue, who again is at the hub, like he's the halfback, he's at the hub of all the play. But it's so important, if you can stay on your feet, if you're first receiver, get the outside men moving, and then make sure you just follow up down the field. I know you've been involved over the years, Marty, with a lot of rugby. The same applies, don't it? You keep backing up, keep yourself alive, back up down the middle, and that was a classic example. The ball got to the wing, but he wasn't going to score there, had to come back.
I think what we're seeing so far, he's not just the captain in namesake, he's the captain of this ship. And you spoke about it. He's now found 4 different ways to cross that line. And that kind of on your toes thinking in the heat of battle, that's something that you can't teach.
No, he's the whole package, isn't he? He's got all those skills, and over time players can develop. I often talk about some of the guys are a bit robotic. They're taught how to play, but he's a natural. You can see by Jackson Purdue that he's a natural footballer. And as I say, I love the running, passing halfbacks. There's a lot around that are structured and. Short pass, turn it back on the inside. I love the running. I love like the Jerome Hughes, really good players.
You just love the creative flair, David. You love it. You love a bit
I
of...
never had it.
You love a bit of panache. And there we go, a kick from Harris will find its mark again. So St Patrick's, they're nearly scoring at a point a minute. This has been a blistering pace in the opening 25 minutes. Kerwin State High School, David, they need to find a response soon because this game, it's going to be over quicker than they think.
Yeah, well, they've got to get a bit of possession, I think. If St Pat's command the ball and dominate, they're showing they're very hard to beat because they'll take you on anywhere on the park, wherever they think you've got a weakness. So I think Kerwin, they need possession. They need to put their defence in order. Here's a chance with a loose ball just picked up, but they need to get their defence together. St Pat's, even though they're looking good now, we've got a penalty here, so this will be another chance for them to storm down the park. But they are getting down the park pretty easy, and the only way you're going to stop that is move up with your defence, block them.
Third time we've seen another little penalty. I think at this level, and we know how dangerous St Patrick's have been, the scoreline tells a story. You can't be giving them these freebies.
No, it's going to put them right on the back foot, and St Pat's have shown they've got some great attacking ability. I like the variety they've got. And I don't want to leave out I'm an front row myself, mate. I don't want to leave out some of the good work these guys are doing. You got to set the platform. Let's just see here now, and Kerwin should be moving up more quickly, but you just need to get it over the advantage line, post contact meters, quick play the balls, and then you can go on the attack.
Karras get a dummy half, pops it out to the left. Smith getting busy here on the near side. There's the 30-metre line. Good coverage again from St Patrick's there, moving up at a rate of knots. Here it is with Daly. Waiting, asking the question. Xavier Karras sitting there. They're at the 20 metres. They give it to the magic man Purdue, who puts it on the shoe once again. Oh my goodness, he's just kicked a brilliant bit of work, and that'll be another try for St Patrick's. Can you believe it?
Is there nothing this kid can't do? So he's decided to pull out of the box of tricks this time, the little grubber kick. Again, they're not easy, these kick tries, but they're simple. And when I say they're not easy, they're very skillful. You've got to put a good kick in. Now, it does deflect off some defenders, and then Purdue was through to, the ball bounces up. And Anderson, again, that's his second try, so he's got a double along with Purdue. And he had to juggle the ball. It didn't fall straight into his lap. So I like his finishing ability. He's the guy we mentioned has been signed by the Storm. Purdue was with the Cowboys, Marty, as we know. So he's going to be a very handy player in the years to come, providing he continues to grow his game. There's a lot of good kids, and I've seen hundreds, if not thousands, over the years. And each step along the way, it's not necessarily a little one. They're big steps. They've got to be ready for them. And Purdue seems to have all the skill set. You've then got to make sure you've got the mindset as well.
And the environment that the people put around him. He's got to find the right environment to develop. I'm sure of the thousands of kids you've seen come through, I'm sure you've seen the bulk majority of could-be's turn into could-nots because they just didn't land in the right pond.
Exactly, or if you get the opportunity, you've got to be able to take it. It's not just there.
It's not there either for Harris. He'll miss the conversion as we come into the shadows of half-time. St Patrick's, an unbelievable opening 30 minutes. They are in the lead, 26 points to 4 here as we approach half-time in the Aaron Payne Grand Final. This has been unbelievable. And now it's back with St Patrick's. Minute 15 left on the clock. And it's still a little bit more time than they'll probably need for this set. So Kerwin could get one last opportunity here to try and get last points going into the break. They desperately need it. Good defence up, though, from Lars and Tapau Taylor. Both of them, they're going to have to step up in a big way if they want their team to get back into the mix of things. Darcy Daly's up, the year 11 with the big frame. Now, over on the right-hand side, Purdue, nice little pass away. Finds Costigan, and Costigan will grab a couple of metres past the initial point of the tackle, but Purdue says that's enough. Let's get this thing downtown. Good little kick. Taken nicely here by Irangi, the sharpshooter. He's been dubbed by head coach Nathan Norford. Now, another good carry, Dittman. A young, exciting talent, grade 11, another kid that we're going to get to see coming into 2024 and build on the successes of 2023. Out the back now, Kikau. He's shut down very quickly by Will Shears, another Cowboys signed player. So Kerwin running out of time. Only a few left here in the first half. And that will be all she wrote. St Patrick's hold on to a fantastic lead going into the break. 26 points to 4. Stay with us. Second half of the Aaron Payne Grand Final will be up in just a moment. Good to see some local talent progressing through the pathways and getting this kind of exposure.
You're spot on, because it is not only a player's pathway, it is a coaching pathway. I think Michael Comerford was the coach here last year. He's now doing the Cutters this year, the Mackay Cutters. So these coaches are looking to go up the line as well.
Well, the boys can't coach themselves, but I tell you what, the Kerwin boys, they're going to have to dig deep here. They're up against it. They're trailing by 22. They've got a bit of an Everest ahead of them, but a lot of people climb that mountain these days. So I've got some faith that the boys will get it done, and they want to try and get that ticket to play Emmaus next week. On the right-hand side, Elijah Tapau-Taylor. He's got 3 tries to his name, also signed recently with the Parramatta Eels. Born and bred in Queensland, so I think even if he heads south, David, he'll wear a maroon jersey one day.
We want to make sure they come back to State of Origin, not like the old days when Artie Beetson went down there and came back and played against Queensland. So thank goodness for State of Origin.
Now they'll kick from 40 metres out. They will take it well, do St Patrick's. Another zesty carry here on the near side. I think it was Hayden Cumming in the number 1 jersey. He's been impressive too.
He has been. There's been strong individual performances on this stage here at Queensland Country Back Stadium. Even though I say thank goodness for State of Origin, I should say, Marty, pre-State of Origin, pre-1980, there was terrific Queensland New South Wales games, of course. Here's a little error and good work for Kerwin. They're going to get possession, probably some of the best ball. But there was a lot of good competitive games back in that era as well. Some great Queensland sides who defeated New South Wales on many occasions. But the modern game of State of Origin is the fairest way to do it.
Obviously, I'm not an authority on this, but you have to think that State of Origin has to be one of the pinnacles of the game internationally.
Yeah.
The pace is phenomenal. The support it gets from the local crowds and the viewership overseas. It has to be the piece de resistance of rugby league worldwide.
Yeah, and I think when I look back, and I've watched just about every State of Origin, I've called a few of them as well, I've never seen a bad game. I've never watched one where I haven't been entertained, and that's probably the best statement around State of Origin.
I don't think you have to be a league follower to enjoy it. Now Kerwin, they're attacking hard and fast here. Caden Lars trying to spark something for his side. He's 3 metres out from the try line. They've only crossed the paint once. They need to get across again. Here they are, right-hand side. Taking it upon himself is Cassidy, but he is shut down promptly by Cumming. Now here on the left, out the back, they're going to swing it. Good pass from Tyniger, but the ball will be lost. Back to St Patrick's, and running away with it is Kane Smith.
Yeah, Savelio there just couldn't handle. Quick pass to him, quick and short, and that's relieved all the pressure. We're looking pretty good at this area of the park, although a couple of passes out of dummy half just seem to be delayed. You've got to be crisp to be able to really stretch the good defences.
Well, with 27 minutes left, Kerwin State High School, as time passes, they can afford less and less errors like that. They've really got to start turning possession into points, but with St Patrick's bearing down on them and back up on their 40, that's going to be a hard task. Good carry there from Smith. Now out the left, they give it to Daly. There's the 30-metre line, but he'll be wrestled down hard there by Marley Hellion.
He's only a year 11 kid too, so he'll be bigger and stronger next year and better for the experience.
There's the kick from Purdue. Set was up. Underneath it, there's a couple of kids, but it's going to be picked up there by Kikau. But I think we're going to have to wait to see what the referee's opinion of this is. And I think we're just going to see a bit more possession for St Patrick's.
Yeah, there's a bit of a clap of hands there for St Patrick's. I thought they might have knocked that. Yeah, I think that's the right decision. Yeah, knocked on by St Pat's, so they'll come back. They didn't get an advantage by gaining that ball, so they come back and play the ball.
But here are Kerwin, 20 out from their own line. First carry there for Kikau. Now on the right, it's a galloping Asakemana. Looking very fit, coming back from that injury. Came over with Kikau at the beginning of the year, and big rugby union base, not surprising, from the island, and picked it up pretty quickly, I'm told.
Yeah, well, there's pretty a lot of basics in the game. But, the big boys, the big islanders, they can certainly, they're born to play.
And they're getting a perfect environment as we see a sniping run there from Braith Dowson, the crafty Cowboys player. Now a little juking run here from Runniger, but he will be snaffled down and it'll be a turnover. And you can see St. Pat's, they're playing every minute like it's the last.
Yeah, and in particular there, Xavier Kerrisk, the number 9, he really hunted, and there's the a bit of talk back, I think, by some of the Kerwin boys not happy with the decision. Got out of dummy half and really chased down on that play, forced the error in the end, and they've pretty much dominated possession. I haven't got a number on it, but they've certainly had a lot more than their share of the ball, and they've been able to use it. Have St. Pat's, and that's why Kerwin have suffered from lack of possession and therefore lack of opportunity.
And it's with St. Patrick's, another flying carry from Darcy Daly, the big double D. The big body year 11 players really getting busy as we see a nice little pass find Morris. I'm hanging out to see young Will Whippy get on the field, David, the young year 10 student. So impressive to see him playing up here above his weight. Here it is with Purdue. Can't weave up a bit of magic to get through the defence that time.
No, not on that occasion.
They've really got to button him down as we see another good carry from Smith. Gets the offload away. There it is now for Kerrisk.
Yep.
But the St. Patrick's attack is not having the same lethal results as Purdue gets a miraculous kick away from the contact. It'll run dead, and now Kerwin, they're moving quick to get play back underway.
The referee picked up here. Maybe the ball was touched on the way through and therefore put dead by Kerwin. That's a big break that for St. Pat's. The fullback is incredulous to the decision, but it could only have been a fine touch. Now they go it again, back, kicking it back to St. Pat's. A good chance for them to go back on the attack.
Irarangi with the line dropout. Big limbs on him.
Big kick too for a young bloke.
And now winding up from the back fence is Tyler Shandeman. He flies at them, body and all. And here we are with St. Patrick's attacking again, 20 metres away. Smith's up next, pops it back here for Kerrisk. Good speed here coming for the hooker. Very good little player, Kerrisk. Defensively aggressive, gets involved with the attack. He's been good all season. Here it is with Shandeman. Shandeman charges. But it's a last-ditch tackle there from Dittman that slows him down. They're a metre away. Out the back, they keep passing it across the field. Purdue holds it up for Cumming. Now it's here for Shears, but they'll drag him down before anything can happen. But I see the touch judge's flag go up. It's going to be a turnover as passions start to flare here in the grand final.
Yeah, a little bit of pushing and shoving it, but kick out. Great cover defending tackle by the number 4. He's a bit nonplussed here about why they got so upset. And the penalty has gone. I'll take it back. I didn't see what occurred, but the referee, unless it was a talk-back situation, but seemed to me they were going to get possession. They'd knocked St. Pat's into touch. The referee spotting something else, whether possibly offside even.
I think it was a little argy-bargy there from Kikau. Things got a little bit zesty, and
I don't think he was the instigator by any means.
Well, they will be on the receiving end of the punishment as St. Patrick's College get another shot here. Fresh set, and Diesel Costigan gets them 1 metre away. Having a little snipe is Kerrisk. Lost it. And here we go again. Under the sticks, the boys, it's getting heated.
There is a bit of feeling in this game. You wouldn't think the score was 26-4. Maybe that's why Kerwin aren't happy that they're in this position.
Kerwin and St. Patrick's, if you're just joining us for the first time on Community TV, they are the curtain raiser for round 25 of the NRL Telstra Premiership this week. So the big game on the big field, and there's some big boys out there too. So plenty to play for.
Yeah, and that little penalty here will help them get down the other end of the park. They haven't had a lot of possession, nor have they had attack ball. Young kick out. He's related to Viliami Kickout, who now plays with the Bulldogs. So if he follows in his, it might be his uncle's footsteps, he's going to be very hard to handle.
I'm sure Gus has got an eye on him.
Definitely. Keep it in the family.
He'll be tuning in for sure. Now, Kerwin, 20 minutes left on the clock. They've got to score more than a point a minute if they want to reel in St Patrick's in what will probably be one of the all-time greatest comebacks if they can do it. Here on the left-hand side, Lars gets his hands free and the pass away as they get up to the 20-metre line. Kerwin, they've come out of the break with a bit of gusto, and there is the pass from Emmy. Now in the middle of the park, they try to find a way through, but St Patrick's defence holds. Over to the right. Good pass here from Kerwin as they lurch even closer, and it looks like it'll be lost forward again. St Patrick's hold on and stop Tapau Taylor.
Well, he deserved to try Tapau Taylor. He's been involved right throughout the match. He's been one of their strongest straight runners. On that occasion, he was dispossessed right on the try line, but he has run strongly overall. They really desperately needed that. 26-10 might have made it interesting, but not to be.
Yeah, pretty hard for them not to have a bit of white line fever at the moment, because that clock, it's going to be ticking a lot faster for them on the field than it is for us here in the box and for everyone at home tuning in. And I have to say, tip of the hat to all these games being streamed, all of the vision and the resources available for this schoolboy rugby league in 2023. It's a marvellous step forward.
It sure is. Community TV, you've got an opportunity to watch live stream all these particular games, particularly the rugby league. And here's a penalty going to St Pat's. So the opportunities for the kids are certainly there. They're getting, and you look at some of these schools, Marty, they've got, most of them have got sporting academies, but certainly a big part of it is the rugby league academy. So they're getting not just training on how to play footy, but it's sports science, it's your nutrition, the whole thing across the board to give them every opportunity.
Well, they've been conveyor belts of players. St Patrick's, obviously Mitchell Dunn, Ben Barber, Martin Bella, Daly Cherry Evans, Brett Dallas, Shannon Hegarty. A wealth of players have come out of the ranks from St Patrick's over the years. I'm sure they would even probably still tune in to watch this one, because despite playing at the highest levels, these little schoolboy rivalries, I think they'd stick with them for a lifetime.
They sure would. And a little knock on here. Some good strong defence by Kerwin. So not a bad second half effort this. They have conceded what's that, one try, I think. And but their defence has been pretty good, Kerwin.
So right now it is Kerwin. They'll feed the scrum 10 metres out. They've got a lot of real estate to get under control if they want to improve upon that only try they got early in the first half, because right now it's been a pretty one-way battle. 22 unanswered points for them against St Patrick's, and we're approaching the three-quarter mark here, David. They're going to need to do something quick. Yeah,
they are, and the first thing to do is value possession. Got a little bit fancy in their own territory there off the base of the scrum. Get the big man out, pick up your metres. Like good rushing defence by St Pat's. They're not going to surrender their lead easily. They'll have to earn it, Kerwin.
Yeah, there we are. Kane Smith, one of two players in this St Patrick's College side that made the Confraternity Merit side. They had a great carnival this year at Confra. Finished up at with sixth place. They lost to Marymount at the very end, who managed to finish fifth. So it was a good year for St Patrick's College, and it looks like, as it's going right now, they're building for something pretty special. As Kerwin gets the kick away, it'll be grabbed nicely there by Cumming. Cumming gets up over the 40. Bit of work here, St Patrick's. They can't rest on their laurels. 22 points is nice, but they want to put this one to bed. Here it is with Harris approaching halfway.
Young Cumming has got an interesting history in rugby league. He played in Scotland in the rugby league juniors. So,
I did see that.
I tell you what, he's played very well too, Cumming. He saved the day on a couple of occasions, very close to the try line. The fullback, and he's also chimed in nicely, so I've been impressed.
And here it is with Anderson, a good carry from the competition leading try scorer. 8 in his tally. He scored a double against Kerwin earlier in the season. He's already got 2 today, so he seems to have their number as St. Patrick's fly even further up the field, looking for another way through. Purdue, there's that lethal right foot of his, gets the kick away underneath it, taking very safely his Kikau. He's swamped by blue and red jerseys with Anderson in the lead, but it was a good take.
Yeah, well done there by Kikau. Good run out of dummy half too. That's what you've got to do to get out of your own territory. I think it was Manor who...
oh no, bit of a fumble here. Kerwin, passing error. That's a coach killer.
Yeah, you can't afford that. They're going to put themselves under pressure. Goal line drop out. A bit earlier they... and I guess once the scoreline's 26-4, it's a final. There's no tomorrow. You've got to try everything. So they're pushing a few passes close to their own try line. To their credit, they've held the St. Pat's scoreless in the second half.
Well, a blitzing start from St. Patrick's in the opening 20 as we see another zesty run from Cohen Jackson of St. Patrick's bring it up. Like you said, they've managed to hold the scoreline for a quarter of the match here, but you just have to wonder, has too much damage been done? Because there's not a lot of footy left, especially with St. Patrick's attacking 35 metres out, and they're still looking hungry for some more points. Inside 10 now. They'll take a moment. Kerisk weighs it up. Purdue's on the right. He might still go to him before he gets spun around for 360 and put back into the lovely turf here in Townsville. Now over to the left they go, looking for another way through. Here's a nice carry from Reese Morris, but he'll get held up a metre away. St. Patrick's, the points have been harder to come by, and some ricocheting kicks. Twice over, it'll get slapped down by Contour, but I don't think it's going to be paid, and he'll feel a bit robbed for that one, but that's the way it was.
Yeah, I think the ruling was offside. There was a rebound initially, and the second rebound then was picked up by one of the St. Pat's players. But well done by Kerwin. They were sliced and diced in the first half. 5 tries scored. And they really didn't have an answer in defence, but they've done pretty well in the first 16 minutes of the second half to desperately hold their line. What they now need to do is be just as desperate with possession and positive. I think they've been a little bit negative at times.
It's been hard. St. Patrick's, they hit the ground running in the first half. They really haven't backed off a gear. Kerwin are finding some momentum now. They've finally come to the party. Good carry from Dittman, and now they give it to Pua Avase here on the left-hand side. They need to get some of these big bodies moving and start disrupting this defensive line. Kerwin up over the 40, looking for the 30, and it's still a little bit slow at the back. Emmy moves it quick as the kick from Cassidy is all the way up and taken not very well. And this could be a try from a loose catch, and it will be number 2 for Kerwin. And it looks like Anthony Irarangi has flown over and got his team up to 8 points.
Another kick try, beautiful one by Cassidy. But what I liked most was the build-up, the previous 5 plays. They were very direct and positive to get down this area of the park. And then Cassidy put up a beautiful high ball. The key here is you've got to put it, whatever distance you put it, you're looking for it to be contested. You don't want to put it too deep, otherwise just catching practice. So you've got to contest it. There was pressure on the receiver, and well done there by Iorangi to come through. He's the kicker as well. And he adds the extras.
So they're up to double digits. They're trailing by 16 with 12 minutes left in this Aaron Payne grand final match. Both of these teams, great contenders, but the results across the season, we've already talked about St. Patrick's, 5 wins and a draw, which it was against Kerwin State High School. But then Kerwin, 3 wins, 2 draws and that loss. They had a little bit more of a checkered season when it comes to those whole wins than St. Patrick's, but they've still had some pretty amazing games, some pretty tight scorelines. They're more than capable of getting themselves back into this game.
Absolutely, and at 26-10 with about 12 minutes to go, a couple of quick tries will put a bit of pressure back onto St. Pat's. But they'd be disappointed at this point. You can't let disappointment overtake. You've got to be determined to get back into the match. But I was impressed with their last set of 6. Let's see if they can put it back to back. And that'll really have St. Pat's thinking. They were the ones in the driver's seat in the first half, St. Pat's. Let's see if Kerwin can take over that seat.
Yeah, good carry there from Big Jeff Ross, who's come in off the bench, looking to excite his team, get them revved up, get them moving forward. They need to keep this forward momentum on their side as we see a wonderful tackle from Purdue. Swamps the carry there of Ninja. And now Kerwin here on the 40 looking to keep going forward. Fono wrestles his way over halfway. The tackles are dwindling here for them. As they take to the skies once more, they'll go long. But like you said, David, it's just kicking practice, good field position and set up by St. Patrick. It's a good take for Anderson. And now St. Patrick's back on the front foot, rolling through the tackles quick.
They lost the momentum in that set of 6 when Purdue rushed up to make the tackle on Doniger. And that really, they lost a bit of momentum, which meant it was a sort of a defensive kick then. If you kept that momentum going, they had a chance to keep the pressure on. Instead, St. Pat's, they're putting their own pressure back on. The scoreboard is obviously in their favour. They don't have to win this twice. You don't start throwing wild passes and intercepts. That's one of the biggest scourges you can have now, is a couple of loose passes to give the opposition a chance to get back in the game.
And I think that's something actually interesting. We're talking about 15, 16, 17-year-old boys. That's really adult decision-making as Purdue snipes one through. It'll be an easy take here for Kerwin. And what a fight it was from Cohen Dittman. Apparently, he's coming off from the Cowboys in soon time, and I'm hearing that some other clubs, they are swarming. The young man is a bit of a talent. And isn't it so interesting to hear that these young guys, they're already seeing those pathways getting laid before them. And, a lot of responsibility for them, their families, management, if they've got them, to make sure that they do what's best for the boy,
Absolutely.
do what's best for the kid.
Absolutely. As you say, the opportunities are there now for these kids, but it's important you understand which one suits you best and then really take the opportunity.
See, if it was me, I really like fishing. So the Cowboys is a safe bet for me.
Some guys like surfing. They go to the Titans.
Go to the Knights as well, yeah.
Maybe they like Brisbane because it's the best place to live.
So what are the Storm guys in for then?
Mate, cold. I've just come back from Melbourne, mate. It's nice and chilly down there, as you'd expect.
Yeah.
But, they've got to be. They've got to get those hoodies on. I'm going to watch the Cats play. I've never seen so many hoodies and scarves in my life. Great place, Queensland. So you can't go wrong, mate. The idea is stay in Queensland. You've got the Cowboys, the Dolphins, the Titans or the Bronx.
There you go. Plenty of pathway opportunities as St. Patrick's continue to hold on to this ball. Final 8 minutes. And it'll be the final 8 minutes for one of these two teams. And at the moment, it's leaning towards Kerwin. They're down by more than 2 converted tries. They have got a mountain of work to do. But St. Patrick's, they're keeping the foot on the throat, and they're going to play this one all the way to 30. Here it is with another good Shandaman special. They're up over the 20, looking to put more pressure on the defensive line of Kerwin. Winding it out was a good pass from Cumming. Gets it to the big, tall figure of Tenzin Contour. The Year 12 Capricornia play. Broke his jaw in the grand final last year. He'll be happy to be back and playing. What a carry it is for Kane Smith. And it will be another try for St. Patrick's. And I dare say, David, that might just be the game.
Yeah, that will, I think, put it to bed. But I'll tell you what, Kane Smith deserves this try too. He's been one of their best ball runners so far in the match. They decided to go straight back up the middle here, and you could just tell they decided they weren't going to take the chances. I was concerned if you did, and they just went straight up the middle. Kane Smith, who has been dangerous in his ball running for the whole match really. He's also linked with the Cowboys, and you can see why. And again, a little bit of a change of direction. We talk about running angles, and that was part of it, to give the kid a little bit of an angle back up the middle. Nathan Cleary's a good one to draw angle runners, to get them running the opposite direction to the defence might be going, and that had a little bit about it. Good angle run.
And also, time of the game too. We are, 53 minutes in? Going to be some tired bodies. That one might not have got pay in minute 10, minute 15, but throw a couple of tired kids onto the park late in the game. And this, I think that's where the really impressive decision-making starts to appear. The individuals that can conjure up that. They recognise what's in front of them,
yep.
and they play.
And what they talk about, Muddy, is closing the match out, isn't it? You know, not to be able to manage it and close it out. And that was a really good play, as you say, back up the middle, tiring defence, running the different angle. And Kerwin, I'll give them credit for the second half, though. I think they have really given it everything in defence. Again, they haven't had a lot of ball, but they've tried hard in the second half. They were blitzed in the first half with 5 tries. 3 in the last 10 minutes of the first half was just quite incredible, and a couple in the first 5 minutes of the first half as well. They put them in sets.
And it'll be conversion successful. St Patrick's extend their lead 32 points to 10 here with just on 5 minutes to go. Really important. You just brought it up and made me think of this, David. In reality, Kerwin, they can hold their head high. It's a 6-all second half.
Yeah, look, I think they would have set out to try and do that in the second half. They were down. They're in a lot of trouble at 26 points to 4 at half time, but they definitely lifted their game. The first half, they were just a little bit off their game. And,
a bit shell shock too.
Yeah, it was a bit of shell shock, and St Pat's were ready to take advantage of it. And I've got no doubt that Purdue, the halfback, had a lot to do with that. Queensland schoolboy, Cowboys signing, he did run the show well, particularly in that first half.
Well, you've got to keep one eye on what's coming up for St Patrick's College in the coming week. They'll be taking on Emmaus in that North Queensland who's the best match next week. And the important thing with Emmaus is they've now had 2 wins in a row where they've stayed patient. They haven't been the bigger aggressor of the sides, but they've been good finishing sides. They come back and they finish strong. So you have to wonder, St Patrick's, this second half, they haven't had that same first half momentum that they had. Could that be a bit dangerous with Emmaus, who have got a bit of a track record for being strong second half finishes?
Could be a very good point, because we've seen 2 types of St Pat's, and that was the first half free running, ran in 5 tries. Admittedly, they've established that lead. It was a good lead, and they didn't have to go crazy in the second half, but they worked hard as well. But that should be a terrific game. That'll be the winner of the Aaron Payne Cup for North Queensland, and that is will be St Pat's at this stage with 4 minutes to go, and they'll play the winner, which is of the Dolphin Cup, which was Emmaus.
Down at Brown Park at Rockhampton on Tuesday. Great match.
Again, the one of the top grounds in Rocky, so they get a good chance.
Do you know it's getting a $54 million revamp end of the year?
I do remember Brown Park. It's probably about time it did too, I think.
Well, they might call it White Park once they're done.
But a traditional rugby league ground in
home of the Capras, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, home of the Capras. There you go.
Fantastic. That's good to hear. There's some
good investment.
Up there. Yep, that's good.
Lots of things happening in Queensland. Obviously, the Olympics down in Brisbane in 32 seems to be on the tip of everyone's tongue. It's an exciting 10-year period that we're in at the moment, and it seems like Schoolboy Rugby League too. They're getting on board. Lots of streams. What more could you ask?
Yeah, a lot of initiatives. The NRL as well, mate. They're talking about that Pacifica Test series later on in the year. You're looking at extra teams possibly coming in. One of them may be out of Papua New Guinea. One of it. So there's a lot of things that could well happen in the next 10 years. It's going to change the whole dimension of sport in Australia, particularly rugby league.
And we're looking down the barrel here of full time. 2.5 minutes left, still attacking on the front foot. Cumming is there. He's trying to find a way past the tackle of Dunninger, but he'll get shut down, and it'll be a turnover ball. Kerwin with possession, 15 metres out. Not much left in this game as they look to fight to the bitter end. Whoa, that's a fold-over tackle, and that one will sting a bit.
He almost invited that kick out. You should learn from that young fellow that he just stopped and then slowly went into the defence. Admittedly, 2 tacklers had converging forces, but you must take on the tackle. Don't just fall into it.
Final minute 45 here off the back. There's Dowsett again. Goes for a good run off the left. Beats the first. Gets the offload away after beating the second. Good one there from Cassidy. David's clapping his hands. It's good play there from the halfback. They've kept it alive well. Where's this play been for the last 58 minutes? What a carry from Banioni. Now Kerwin finding a second win. They're not going to win the game, but they're going to try and win this last little battle. The kick from Cassidy, scooped up, and now it's back with St Patrick's for the final minute 15. This game has been dominated from start to finish by the boys from Mackay, and everyone up on the North Coast, they'll be cheering their boys on because they've booked themselves a very important date against Dolphin Cup champions Emmaus next week in about 60 seconds time.
Yeah, they really deserved this win. They were absolutely scintillating in the first half with 5 tries to 1. The reason I was clapping a little bit earlier there, great work by the dummy half in Dowson. Ran out of dummy half, got caught by a defender, kept the ball alive and changed the point of attack, and they made another 30 or 40 metres. We haven't seen enough of that from Kerwin tonight, but you can only play as well as your opposition lets you. Well done, St Pat's.
Now, a good-weighted kick there from Purdue. It's nearly taken into touch by Dittman on the return. So, 20 seconds left. Kerwin, they'll probably see out the game. What can they do here in the final 15? What a performance it's been by St Patrick's. They've just been too strong for too long in this grand final, and they've come up with the victory. 4 seconds left, and it'll be smiles all round for Ian Schifferfieldy on the side with St Patrick's, and it's there now with Cumming. He'll dot it over to the left-hand side, in to the western stands, and it will be St Patrick's who are your 2023 Aaron Payne Cup champions, defeating Kerwin State High School 32 points to 10.